Hey everyone, Phalanx here. This video is the first in my new series, Freelo. In this series I'm going to be explaining ways to make you a better League of Legends player altogether. The topics I talk about are going to be strategies and tips that I have discovered through playing League of Legends since Season 1. Whether you're Bronze 5, Diamond 5, or even just starting League of Legends, I'm sure that these videos will help you improve and rise in the rankings of League of Legends. In each episode, I'm going to be covering 3 topics. I'm going to try to keep these topics somewhat related to each other, so every time you finish watching an episode, you'll have a stronger understanding of a section of the game. Right now, I'm not sure how long this series will be, due to the amount of topics I want to cover with you guys. So be it 5 episodes, 25 episodes, or even more than that. I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing from you guys for quite a while. Thanks for staying this far, and let's dive right into the first topic. Hey guys, the first topic I'm going to be talking about is champion knowledge. I personally feel that champion knowledge is one of the most important things you can earn, or learn, in League of Legends. Back when I first started playing the game, I tried to play, and I'd always be fighting champions, and I'm like, how are they doing this? Why am I dying? Why can't I beat them? And the easiest solution to this problem, that I'm sure a lot of people have, is just reading through the champions, figuring out what each of them can do, what they look like, what their skills look like. Knowing these things allows you to juke them, beat them, and just outplay them. And so I'm going to show you 3 ways I've discovered to figure out all of this information really easily. And the first one is by clicking your profile button. It's right here under your name. You just click on that and then go to champions. This will pull up a list of all the champions. If you own them, they'll be colored. If you don't, they'll be gray. You can either start down the list like so, or look by their primary roles. And their primary roles go by all, assassin, fighter, mage, marksman, support, or tank. Each champion has different classifications of what they're good at, what they can do. Like you have ADCs, tops, mids, junglers, and supports, which are all classified inside of that. And some champions can have 2 roles. And then availability like this. But if you're going to just read all the champions and learn about them, leave availability on all. I'll start off by going on Aatrox. This is Aatrox. It shows you a picture of him, or his splash art, and then you're on the tab Overview. This shows you his abilities, which you can read through with the little box that pops up that gives you a description of what it does. And then under that you have stats. And stats is always attack power, defense power, ability power, and difficulty. Depending on how large the graph is, it's the more or harder it gets. Harder would be the difficulty level. And Aatrox's attributes are fighter, and his secondary is tank. So that gives you a quick overview of what this champion is. Another thing on this tab that you want to look at is skins. Knowing each of a champion's skins will help you identify them, and in game it will help you, like, if someone runs out of the bush at you, your brain will instantly register, oh, this is Aatrox, he can jump on me, knock me up, slow me, stuff like that. Under that you have abilities. On the abilities tab, it will show you a short clip or a long clip, depending on how long the skill is, of what each skill does and what it looks like. I highly recommend looking through these because, like, if you don't know the difference between Dark Flight and Blades of Torment, what it looks like, you could think he's knocking you up while he's actually slowing you. And that makes a huge difference, because Blades of Torment is very crucial that you dodge, because that slow really helps Aatrox get in there and do damage to you. Under this you have lore. You don't have to read lore if you're just trying to figure out what each champion does. Lore really isn't that crucial to the game. But if you like having a background knowledge of the game, and you want to know, like, hey, I wonder what Aatrox came from, then reading this is actually really fun. And I highly suggest doing it if you have extra time. And then the last one is tips. Tips will give you a general idea of how you can play Aatrox better, and if you're playing against Aatrox, how you can beat him. You don't need to read through tips, but I highly suggest it for every single champion, because it will just allow you to understand better ways to outplay them, or key signs of what they're trying to do. So that's the first way you can figure it out. The next way is by going on YouTube and looking at champion spotlights. Freak does these champion spotlights, and there's not a champion spotlight for every champion yet, but the ones they do have are they're very good for information. Freak runs you through your masteries, your runes, and the tips of how to play the champion. He'll show you what the skills look like and all their skins. He'll give you a general rundown, and he'll form a really nice base knowledge for you, so you can learn how to play against that champion or as that champion a lot better, very fast. So if you're done watching your champion spotlights, the last way you can do it is by playing. And you'll just click the play button, and then you go to Summoner's Rift or Twisted Tree Line, or I don't play Dominion. Dominion sucks. ARM's pretty fun. But if you decide to use the play option, which is probably the hardest and most aggravating way you can learn about the champions, you'll learn about them by playing with them on your team or against them. And if you don't have any base knowledge of what each champion can do, you're going to be very lost, and you're going to get murdered a lot. In hindsight, you're going to learn what each champion can do over like a course of 3 months, but it's going to be extremely frustrating, and you might actually quit the game just because you don't know what to do. I highly suggest not using this option until you have a little bit of background knowledge, at least. You're going to eventually have to play the game, but playing the game, knowing what each champion can do, will make the game so... The last topic for this episode is going to be champion pools. A champion pool is your group of champions that you've chosen and dedicated your time to be good at. Normally in your champion pool, you want to have at least 3 champions in every single role that you can play and be confident in before you want to go to ranked. And to be proficient in a champion, you need to be able to win your lane and understand every other champion. So the last topic also comes into your champion pools. But every single champion plays differently, and you might have a different play style than somebody else. So if you're going to be an ADC, your champions that you want to be able to focus on are these. Cancel Teemo out of there, he's not really an ADC right now. The ADCs that I see a lot are Ashe, Caitlyn, Corki, Ezreal, Jinx, and Varus, Vayne, and Tristana right now. The other ones are still good champions, you just don't see them as often. So if you want to pick any of these champions to be good at, and that's if you want to be an ADC main. Next stop we'll go to champion. That doesn't mean if you're an ADC main that you can't play top or you can't play support. You have to be able to play every single champion. Or at least 3 champions in each role. So you want to pick 3 of these champions and play normals with them until you have a really firm grasp on each champion and are confident that you can play against other champions in that lane. So for support, you want to pick one of these. You don't really see Zillion in support that often. It's usually just this champion, Thresh through Jenna, are the champions you should be seeing. Thresh is usually a permaban. Blitz is not in this list for some reason, but Blitzcrank is also a really good support. Thresh, if he's not banned, you want to be able to play him, because Thresh is just an amazing support. Taric, Soraka, Sona, Nunu, Nami, Lulu, and Janna. Me, I'm pretty good at Sona, Thresh, and Janna. I'm not very good at Lulu. I suck at Lulu like really bad. But I'm proficient in at least 3 of the champions in the support role. In the ADC role, I'm proficient in Caitlyn, Draven, Ezreal, Graves, Misfortune, Sivir, Tristana, Varus, and Vayne. So I've got a lot of ADCs down. My Ashe I'm not very firm on, because she has a very different playstyle from the other ADCs. She's more focused on kiting than just standing doing damage. Tanks are usually your top laners, so you're going to really be focusing on bruisers for top laners. Jarvan's a really good top laner. Cho, Shen, Singe. I see Zac top every now and then. And they're missing a lot of them there, so usually fighters are going to be your top laners, yeah. This is your normal, like, top laners. You just want to pick 3 of them. My top laners are Elise, Aurelia, Jax, Jace, Riven, Renekton, Lee Sin I really enjoy, but I wouldn't call him one of my strong top laners because he's very hard to master. That's my top laners. My junglers are Lee Sin, Sejuani, Zac. I'm not very good at jungle. Me personally, I only excel at roles where you put me in and I have to either fight or lose. So ADC, top, and mid, I excel in. I'm just very good in carry roles. Some people might not be good in carry roles, and you'll learn that over time that you're playing League. You'll just pick the champion that you like, pick the role that you like, and that's going to be the role you're going to try to get in ranked. But you're not always going to get that role, so you want to be able to play all of them. That's really all I can cover in champion pools. I don't really have anything else I can add. So just pick 3 champions in every single role, be good at them in normals. So you're going to want to play a lot of normals, even after your summoner 30. To be the best ranked player you can be is to have at least 3 champions in every role. So no matter what you're stuck with, you can play it and you can do good. And you won't let your team down. That golem has Taric shield. I never noticed that. Thanks for watching the first episode of Freelo. Please leave a like, then share it on Facebook and Twitter, and leave a comment. I'll reply to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next episode. See ya.